the square of hell. We still in the belly of the beast. So you should also be complaining, man. Sighing and crying, as the prophecy says in Ezekiel 9:4. When you read the whole book of Job, Job was complaining that whole book, man.
God.
But you could go ahead.
God, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Mm-hmm. So it says the sufferings not to be compared. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to go in on that. You know, the sufferings of this of what we're going through, you know, is really nothing, man. You know, Yahweh Shah said his yoke is easy, but his what did he say? His yoke is easy, but his burden is light.
Yeah.
You know, so the Most High is not going to take you through anything that he think that you can't handle, man.
Yeah.
You know, so you just got to be able. You just got to be fight. You know, like the scriptures say, the good soldier, man.
Yeah.
You know. You got to be that good soldier that's ready to that's in the battlefield, enduring, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And the battlefield gets tough. It gets hot on the battlefield. Certain things where the pressure gets so heavy it cracks souls.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be one of those individuals that PTSD in this thing, man.
Okay.
You go through this truth and you end up suffering shell shock.
Mm-hmm.
Fight it, and go through it. That's why it's important to read too. You know, going back to the book of Job, since this is that's the theme of the lesson. The word Job goes into the Hebrew word ayash, which means persecution. You know, when you go through your persecutions in your daily hell, you got to read to relate to individuals and who are better than the prophets of the Lord.
Okay.
The men that went through things similar to you and way worse than you and still remained faithful. Still kept their integrity intact.
Okay.
And what does that do? That builds your faith and builds your boldness when dealing with obstacles and situations.
Yep. Like
it makes you actually get a stronger mentality when dealing. But you go ahead.
God, just to land back off what you were saying, like Moses, when the Most High told him that he wasn't gonna make it to the Promised Land, Moses kept going, man.
That's right.
You know, could you do that? You know, so we gotta have that same mentality, man. If we knew right now that we wasn't gonna make it, receive that crown, man, we ain't gonna keep doing this. We ain't gonna keep doing lessons and videos, and you know, because we know.
You'd be like, what's the point?
Yeah, you'd be like, what's the point? You know,
if I'm not gonna make it, but just like you said, but he showed a remarkable amount of faith. And the same thing with Job 13 and 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but will maintain my own ways before him. So he said, even if the Lord will actually kill him, he'll still trust in him. David had that same faith. Moses had that same faith. You know, Solomon had that same faith. Of course, Yahweh Shah. And even Yahweh Shah, through his sufferings, he still complained to the Lord. He said, Lord, why hast thou forsaken me? You know, he had a complaint. He was grieved. You know, and we many Yahweh Shahs in the spirit too, suffering the same things with Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah suffered infirmities, you know. He suffered an immense amount of hell, caught hell daily, wept. You know, you had that so-called saying, Jesus wept. It was really Yahweh Shah wept. He wept and cried. He didn't want to drink of the cup. He went to the Lord many times asking, pleading his cause to not drink of that cup. That wasn't a cup of fun, a cup of enjoyment. That was a cup of ridicule, humiliation. But he still went through with it because he knew that the will of Yahweh Shema Shah had to be done. And the scriptures speak about it pleased the Lord to bruise him. So actually the Lord takes pleasure in bruising his men. Because what? Bruises build strength.
Yep.
Bruises make you stronger.
Yep.
You know, make you fight harder. Make you endure more. Build your defenses. So it's the hell and the temptations and the suffering and stress, all these things are necessary. These are the essential elements that make a man out of you. But you know, you had anything or?
We can close. You wanted to close off with this?
Yeah, we can close with that.
God, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 7 verse 34. It says, "Fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn." You know, so we're in the spirit of weeping and mourning. You know, to make it out of this place, man. You know, Satan is on brothers heavily. you know, with the jobs, you know, with our personal lives, you know. So brothers is our morning, man. You know, so we got to be that backbone and that good brother, you know, in the brotherhood to fight through this thing, man. You know, no matter what you're going through, man.
And it also tells you that in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, how we're living in the house of mourning right now. We're not in the house of feasting. You know, we'll be kicking back the biggest, you know, the best shots, the choice wine. We in a choice car. We don't have the nicest vehicles here. We don't have the nicest houses. We don't have the best looks. We don't even have the best bodies. Our bodies be through.